This guy's the man who's coming around from EON. This should a dispensation permit. Ooh, they even have permits to park on you. You're going to run me over now? Have a word? Alright.
Yeah, sure.
So,
just trying to sort it. So
I'll just have to film you for this for my record, you understand that, don't you?
Right.
I'm not being funny.
I know, but you
know, you've been sent around knocking on, on a door.
I'm legally here by EON, I'm not
legally, you might be legally here, but you're not lawfully here by EON, because what you're doing actually is harassing people.
It's not.
It's the Harassment of the People Act, so it is an act.
There's an issue with the electric.
There is an issue, there is a dispute, yeah? So if the dispute is still currently going on, they are under no authority, no legislation to send anybody to my property and harass me. Do you understand that?
Anyway,
I know, darling, listen. Basically, you are governed by this government, yeah? You carry out the orders of these corporations. The government is a corporation. So are the police, so are the courts, so are everybody, yeah? So they're all corporations. I'm a human being, as are you, right? The problem is that this country is bankrupt. Nobody's going to admit to this. We're all bankrupt. Our money, our notes are worth nothing. If you look on them, they're an IOU. They mean nothing.
Is there a number the office can speak to you on? Because obviously they've been trying to speak
Debbie Willows has already breached data protection by gleaning my number from somewhere. She's already called me, so I don't know why she's asking you to come to my address. She's already called me. She called me in December from an 01159 number and started to speak to me. Now listen, she's breached data protection. This is how disgusting these companies are, and this is how they're handling people. I've witnessed people having the police brought round, people getting arrested, people rushing doors to gain access, bailiffs, locksmiths. It's all against the law. The common law says nobody can be sent to your property unless you've breached the peace, you've caused injury to somebody, you've damaged property, or you've caused a loss to another human being. None of these things have happened.
But obviously, you know, the meters, you've got applied access anyway, just to access the meter, and obviously I had a postman come to your door. So that's all I've done. I've not forced my way into you.
No, you haven't. No, I'm not saying you have. You know, this is nothing personal to you, as I keep saying. What we've got to try and do is, as a country, is try and get these people out of debt. Everybody's on the squeeze. Everybody's skint. I have to make a decision whether I feed my kids or pay my bills with the money that I get. Yeah? Now, given that decision, I've got to feed my kids. And that's what everybody's trying to do. Now, given the huge profits that these companies are making, where do you think they get the profit from? Where's the profit coming from? What's the bank gyro credit? You ever been on the dole?
A couple of times.
Right, you get a gyro, don't you? They send you a gyro.
On the bottom of the bill.
Right, that's a bank gyro credit. It might not be the same colour and look the same as a gyro when you're on the dole, but it is a bank gyro credit.
But when you're on the dole, the gyro is so you can go cash it to get the money.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Because we're all skint, because everybody's bankrupt, a piece of paper with your signature on it and an amount suffices as money. Do you know that? This is what it says in the banking laws of this country. That's why we've got nothing left. That's why our money's worth nothing. Did our money used to say sterling on it, on the notes? Does it anymore? It says, I promise to pay. It is an IOU because it's worth nothing.
I mean, ultimately, as far as you're concerned, again, just to get it clear,
as far as I'm concerned, I have paid the debt. I've not only paid it, I've paid it, credit, because I've sent them about 4. I've got them all documented, I've got everything down on my computer, in files, proof of payment.
Just so I'm sure it's been explained, if you get the court letter to say when the court date is, take it all with you. I'm sure you will.
Well, no, you see, that's another thing.
Would you?
That's a summons is merely an invitation. You don't have to attend court. I've done nothing criminal. I will put my case in writing to the court, and they'll receive all that information.
Because what obviously the next step, what they're going to say is they'll fit a prepayment meter.
They've already applied for a warrant. I've put a staying order on any warrant that EON might pursue because the bill is in dispute. This applies to you as well. This is what I'm saying to you. You're getting bills dropping through your door on a regular, same as everybody else.
Just a sheep then and just follow the crowd.
Don't be a sheep. Do you want to take some websites down and have a look at some websites and see what I'm talking about? There's these tens of thousands of people getting on the same thing now. This is why all the squeeze is coming on so tight. This is why the police are rushing everybody for money.
Anyway, like obviously they asked me to come along because I know Steve, one of my colleagues, came previously and spoke to you about it.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy as well.
But
you know, and I'm sorry that it has to come to this, but they're setting it as against each other. Can't you see that?
I had to ask because obviously what she was asking for was the date of birth, national insurance number.
She wants my national insurance number. She's cheeky.
It's because
what has that got to do with me paying my electricity?
Yeah. I mean, all they're wary of is that if
they're wary of the bubble bursting. That's what they're wary of, baby. Nothing else, because the bubble is bursting.
It's under the pretense that there's no vulnerabilities, because obviously even having young children in the house is an issue that they have to.
Well, I think just a human being in a house having no electricity is an issue, don't you think?
Anyway, it's again, I've said, that's what it was for. You seem to be very well up on this situation.
Well, I think EON should get up on this as well, because they're arguing with me. All they need to do is read the relevant act. They can phone the FSA and they will tell them via the telephone that this is an acceptable way of paying your debts, discharging your debts. And that's the truth, and I'm not lying to you, baby. And you've got to be aware that you're going to people's houses and intimidating them slightly and asking questions that you shouldn't really be asking. Not at all.
No,
it's not. It's all right. Let me just talk to you in a minute, Lamar.
Is the house open?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's down there, yeah. Are you all right? I'll talk to you in a minute. Just 1 minute.
So anyway, that's all done, and like you say, they'll be in touch, I suppose, accordingly.
Well, they sent me a letter today. I received a letter today from them, and it's just basically saying everything you're saying. They've not answered any of my questions. I've asked them to prove their claim that it's not an acceptable way to pay. They've not answered any of my questions. They've tried to deny it, and basically then send in people such as yourself. And really and truly, like I say, they're setting human against human. You've got to realise these are corporations. They're not interested in you. You could be gone tomorrow. Yeah, and then what are you going to do? You're going to start thinking about what I've been saying about paying your bills, aren't you? Because your bills are still going to keep coming whether you've got money or not. Every day you're a slave. Listen, your tax that's deducted at source, it goes towards the national debt. It goes in a big hole for a debt we'll never pay. And all the money that's used for councils is coming from your money, your life annuity bond that is sat in the treasury with your birth certificate and your national insurance number. Yeah, you're worth millions, but you'll never know that, because they'll keep you as a slave for the rest of your days to pay for the few people with all the money in the world, and we'll have a war soon, I guarantee that. Check that one out. We're in a deep depression, another war, jobs are good. So you're going to keep going to work every day?
Well,
you want to think about it. Write down some websites, what I'm talking about, and have a look. And if you can't look, get your kids to look, because they're the next level of slaves. They're going to be the ones that haven't got any human rights left whatsoever. So think about that. Write some down, quick.
Well, tell me one and I'll remember it.
You won't. Write it down.
What is it? Come on. I've got to
Come on, I know you've got to get... Never mind, the slave master's calling, isn't he, eh?
Yeah.
The slave master. He wants you to get around there and frighten some more people, and don't let him do it to you, baby. I know you're not, but that's the image they want to present. Right, tpuc.org. tpuc.org. That's the People's United Community.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got UK column.
UK column.
Yep.
Yeah.
freemanontheland.com.
Freeman on the land.
Yep. And there's links from all those sites there. You get links. There's corruption sites, the Department of Works and Pensions, Job Centre Plus. They're all corrupt. They're all gleaning money out of us. We're getting screwed every way. So, honey, it's nice to meet you. What's your name again?
Michael.
Michael, it's been a pleasure.
And you, Melanie.
I'm sorry about chasing you around,
it's all right, but again, like I'm saying, you're well aware, and like I'm saying,
I'm well aware. Tell Debbie to come round. I'll put the kettle on. All right.
Nice one.
Nice one, babe. Take care. Well, that was a nice little peaceful interjection with the EON now. Nice.